Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Britt, creator of the Style Shaker, your guide to green and clean beauty. I am going to do a quick review for the Juice. Call this thing Juice Beauty every time I see it. I don't know, it's like a mental break. For the 100% pure BB cream in shade Luminous. So let's get into it. Heads up, if you're going from toxic to non-toxic and have no clue where to start, check out my free green beauty guide back on the website. It's the one pager I wish I had when I first started out. In the meantime, don't forget to like this video and make sure you subscribe so you never miss another one. Here is the rundown for this little BB cream. It's $42. It is available in only 3 shades. It's for normal to dry skin types. The Luminous color is kind of a light luminous kind of glow with warm undertones, and then there's 2 others available like I just mentioned, but this is the one that I got. They're saying it's sort of an all-for-one, so it's like a primer, soother, kind of treatment, foundation, and a concealer all in one, and you guys know how I feel about that. I'm kind of like, is it? Okay. I have to try these things out. Vegan, this is cruelty-free, and it is gluten-free. So I'm gonna run through the StyleShaker scorecard. I created it because I wanted to do reviews that were objective. I did it because that's kind of what I was looking for when I first started swapping out my toxic to non-toxic beauty. And I want to be really, really clear with y'all. My intention is to inform and not make the decision for you. I just want you to feel empowered to make the best decision for yourself. That's it. All right, first question. How do the ingredients look on EWG? I prefer to use the Environmental Working Group as my source of truth here. I did give it a 4 because there was benzyl alcohol. Now, this is not to say that that is a huge, oh my God, be scared. This is like putting asbestos on your face. No. That is not the case, but it is called out as a potential irritant. I highly recommend that you click the link below to research and investigate further. I'm not giving it a 5 because it's not perfect. I'm giving it a 4 because it's pretty close. The other ingredients that I went down the list on seemed really, really solid in terms of what they rate on EWG, so I'm feeling very confident there. Next up, coverage. Does this disappear into the skin? That is my go-to qualifier. So I love when products don't sit on top of the skin and they just sort of, you know, they look like skin when skin looks like skin. This works incredibly well. I tested it and tested it and tested it. I was looking at it outside, I was looking at it inside, and it does give a very nice glow. It is sheer coverage. It is not something that's going to hide scarring or maybe acne or something like that. I don't think it's a multitasker like they said. I don't see this as a foundation and concealer. For me, not at all. But I do think that in terms of sheer lit from within kind of dewy glow, especially for spring and summer, this does a fantastic job, and it doesn't sit on top, and there's no like glitter specks bubbling up, which drive me nuts. If you do want additional coverage, they recommend, and I would recommend also, to just do a really nice light dusting of a translucent setting powder or maybe a loose foundation powder, just really, really light, and you can kind of press it in with your fingers and use a beauty blender for something that's a bit more covered, but it still maintains that kind of flawless, again, glowy coverage. Does this last all day? I don't know. Just kidding, I totally do. It did really, really well there. I gave it a 4 for lasting all day. For me, it did fine. Combination skin, it stayed, and I could see it at the end of the day. As it applies, by the way, it is very sticky, and that kind of freaked me out a little bit at first, and I thought this is not gonna work. But after trying it a few times, I did realize that after it goes on and glides onto the skin, what you think is going to remain tacky does not. It did not remain tacky for me, and I wouldn't like put my hand on my face and then feel like it would stick at all. It absorbed pretty well, but at first you might be like, ooh, don't worry. And next, does it irritate the skin? It did not irritate mine. No problems there. Gets a 5 out of 5. If you have sensitive skin, however, I would look into that benzyl alcohol ingredient. It is known as a potential irritant, so just double check it and make sure that you're all squared away there. You don't want to risk it. I have other BB creams you can search on the channel, so just go to the search bar on my channel, type in BB cream, and you can find alternatives. Next up, does it blend well and build? Build, not so much. It's not really meant to be a building product, in my opinion. Blending, perfect. I didn't see any streaks. It acted as a primer, so remember in the beginning when I said it's a primer, it's a nourisher, it's this, it's foundation, concealer. For me, this is mostly used as a primer. Rarely do I just put this on and go outside. It's a little too luminous for me, a little too glowy glowy for me, but I love it as a primer, and then just a little dusting on top of it kind of does the trick. Inclusive shade range, no, did not do well. It has 3 shades. Now, is this a foundation? No. Does it need that huge shade spectrum? Probably not, but it is very strange for, like, it almost seems pretty dark for fair skin tones and like not dark enough for darker skin tones. Does that make sense? So they have some work to do there. It's just not, it's not as inclusive as I'd like it to be. Keeping it conscious. So this is cruelty-free, this is vegan, and then there's an entire page on the website dedicated to their efforts towards sustainability. This is plastic. It is recyclable plastic, but I really am dinging companies for not having glass packaging options, or, you know, something that's a bit more sustainable. Plastic is just, I really hope it's kind of more and more on the way out, to be honest with you. So it covers a couple of the bases. The packaging just isn't where I'd like it to be, mainly because of the plastic, even though it's recyclable. That's just me. And that's the review in a nutshell. So overall, this received a 26 out of 35. It got a few dings. Personally, my final verdict usually is, would I recommend this to a friend? I also really like the question, would I repurchase? That to me feels almost like it's now kind of more important, but anyway, yes, I would absolutely recommend this to a friend. I have recommended it to a friend, and I forgot to mention scent. It does have a scent to it. It's a clean scent. It almost smells evergreenish, but really clean. I don't know, that's probably the wrong thing to say, but it smells like a very fresh spruce. What? I don't even know where that came from, honestly. Have you guys ever seen that movie Psalm? Anyway, it does have a scent. I don't mind the scent. It smells very fresh and it dissipates, so it didn't annoy me throughout the day. But yes, I would recommend it. And would I repurchase? I don't see anything else like this, and I have a lot of stuff. You guys know I have a lot of stuff. I wish this had maybe like an SPF in it. I have recommended it to people who are looking for that dewy look. If you're freaked out by too much shine, this is just not gonna be your jam. If you're looking for additional coverage, also not gonna be your jam. But in general, I think it does a fantastic job. It is on heavy rotation right now for me, and I really like it. And that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys right back here real soon. Until then, bye.